Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Today, on this one, I'm gonna be sharing with you the reason why needle breaks on a sewing machine and how to resolve this problem. Now, a needle can break due to different causes. And on this clip, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the major causes that can lead to the breaking of a needle. Number one is that, or could be, that the needle is not being inserted into the uppermost end of the needle bushing. That means this needle right here, for your device to be efficiently working, this needle must be inserted, it must be pushed upwards to the uppermost end of the needle bushing. Else, your device might not work efficiently. Now, what I mean is that inserting the needle should be done perfectly. That's one. So that's one cause that can make a needle to break. And one other thing is that screw in the needle clamp not well tightened. That means, this is the screw on the needle clamp. Now, if this screw is not well tightened clockwise, there is a possibility that the needle being inserted into the uppermost end of the needle bushing will slide down and fall out. And when this device is on motion and this screw is not well tightened and the needle falls out, it can fall down straight into the bobbin compartment and cause the shuttle rays to distort and all that, which is not really good for your sewing machine. So to avoid needle breakage, this screw must be well tightened so that it can promote and enhance a proper grip on the needle right here. And that's a point you need to take into consideration right here. And mind you, when sewing a thick material, always use a thin needle. Very important. A thin needle is likely to be able to penetrate or pierce a thick fabric like jeans more easily, satisfactorily, and smoothly compared to when the needle is thick. Okay? Now that's a point right there. And other thing that can cause a needle to break is discordance of size between thread and needle. That means that after choosing a needle for a specific project or a fabric material, also choose the proper needle, the appropriate thread size. Yes. As we all know, that the needle has an eye which the thread goes through. So if the thread is too thick, it cannot freely go through the iron. And normally, the thread, after threading your device, your thread should be free, should be able to move free, back and forth like this. Like after threading your needle eye like this, you should be able to take the needle back like this and forth. Your needle should be able to, the thread should be able to slide through the eye of the needle easily, like this. You are? Okay. And last but not the least, that can cause a needle to break on a sewing machine is that is negligence in breaking off the thread upon completion of sewing. That means maybe after you threw with your fabric at the completion of sewing, then now you're trying to break off the thread. It should be done with proper care. Do not pull like this. As you can see, as I'm pulling, then the needle is bending. So as you keep on pulling like this upon completion of sewing, every day and every time you're sewing, before you know, the needle becomes bent like this when it's supposed to be straight like this. Now you keep pulling and now it's bent, and when it is very bent, there's a probability that it can always hit on the presser foot, not allowing it to go straight under to relate with the shutter race and bobbin holder and the thread underneath and all that. So the presser foot becomes a stopper, and then when the needle keeps on hitting on the presser foot instead of going straight down to the shutter race to relate with them and all that, then he starts hitting on the presser foot, then there is a possibility that the needle becomes break because it is bent already due to negligence in breaking off the thread upon completion of sewing. And the least that can cause a thread, a needle to break, is that pressure foot being improperly fastened or screw of the adjustable foot pressure not well tightened. That is this screw right here. This screw right here needs to be tight. When it is tight, then your presser foot is okay, it's not wobbling. Then the needle can easily drive through and do her thing. But when the screw here is loose, and then your presser foot is not properly fastened, and it is wobbling like this, and you're releasing it out of the fabric, so your device cannot work efficiently. So there is a possibility that the needle might hit on the presser foot, and then when the needle does that with motion, it can easily break off, and that is dangerous and not good for your device. So always make sure that this screw right here is tightened very well, and the screw on the needle clamp screw is also tightened. So now these are the principles you have to pay attention to for your needle to stop breaking, so that you can use your device perfectly without any problem, no breaking of the thread and all of that. Now, with all this being explained and shown, I'm gonna need you guys to subscribe to this butterfly channel and hit on the bell icon so that you be among one of the first people to get a notified message from me saying that we've got a new clip and a new educational clip like this. All that being said, thanks for your time and take care of yourself. Peace.